Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the last day of the Spring Spectacular. I hope you've been enjoying it. We have been enjoying doing it. We still have a lot of things coming today, especially near the end of today. At 3 o'clock today, we'll be ending with our top 10 games everybody should play at least once. So I'm very curious.
In my opinion.
Would be nice to say who you are. Who are you?
Who's
this guy?
Every top one is in our opinion.
Nice.
I'm Tom Vasel, by the way, in case you, for some reason, have never watched this channel before.
Hi, I'm Zee Garcia.
And
so that's our thing.
Gaming, Stephen Buonocore. Shut up, Tom.
Welcome to Board Game Breakfast. Hey, we're going to start off with a contest here, folks. Would you like a gift certificate? I think you might. We have 2 gift certificates for Game Nerds, our new sponsor, a great online gaming store for $15 each. We have 2 of them. You can win one of them by emailing us at contest@dicetower.com. In the subject line, put nerds, N-E-R-D-Z 4, nerds 4. And then for in the body, put, is Podfather a good word? Yes or no? One answer will give you a better chance at winning than the other.
That's awesome, dude.
So,
as you can see, I have no idea he's going to say these ridiculous things, which are unkind, to say the least.
No, it's a question. I'm not trying to pinpoint it. Look, just recently I asked a question on the podcast, and I have gotten skewered online because I was clearly in the minority, and that was Ticket to Ride is the abbreviation T2R or TTR. I didn't think everyone did it the same way I did, but I thought more than like 2% did. So go figure.
TR, right?
Yes, apparently.
I saw that, Tom, and you definitely, you were in the minority there for sure.
It wasn't even close. Like it was not even a little bit that way.
It's funny.
Trying to be too hip.
Yeah. Well, I don't know why I started writing it that way. Someone mentioned Y2K, and why did he say that's my excuse? But I don't think it is. And I have a lot of kids, so maybe that's my excuse. I don't know. Anyhow. All right, folks. Anyway, so Spring Spectacular. We're going to get started here with some contributors, and we'll be back with the news.
Hi, everybody.
Hello, we are Ryan and Bethany.
From Ryan and Bethany Board Game Reviews.
Today we're talking about Crimeopolis. This is a gangster-themed game where you are wandering the streets of this, like, basically Chicago substitute, we'll say, to save, I don't know, names were changed to protect the innocent.
Crimeopolis.
But it's Crimeopolis is what it is. Notice the Chicago skyline in the background, though. What you're doing is you are walking around, you are exploring, trying to find different rooms and different buildings and businesses that you can really kind of exploit for money, is what you're doing. Yeah.
Shows you how often I get in fights.
Yes, it looks like that. It's cute. So yeah, what you're doing is you're walking around, you are trying to complete these jobs, but every time you complete a job, there's also a news flash, so that you've caught the news' attention as this crime, lord, and so now bad things are going to happen to you as well. I thought it was a really interesting game. It was basically just tile laying and in kind of order fulfillment almost, walking around and completing these jobs. But it had that kind of that crime theme all built around it, and the table presence was actually pretty cool too.
So as Ryan may have mentioned, actually I don't know if Ryan mentioned, I'll mention it. So this is not my favorite theme in games. We've actually gotten rid of games because of this theme. It just didn't do anything for me. However, where this game differs is the fact that the theme really help you understand the mechanics of it. Like, it makes sense that if you're crossing the street and you cross a rival gang, you're gonna go after them. It makes sense that if there's a fight,
there's the sharks over there.
And it makes sense that if there's a fight and somebody dies, there's a tomb.
A graveyard, yeah.
Yeah, like this, it's just all made sense that if there's a something that happens, and obviously there's a news story covering it. And so I just like that this gangster theme game, actually the theme of it helped you understand the mechanics more. So for some reason, it just didn't bother me.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, this is a fun tile-laying game. It was not overly gratuitous in theme-wise, but at the same time, the production was actually really nice. It kind of took us by surprise.
Yeah, it did. Well, everybody, if you want to hear more from us, you can find us on Facebook or YouTube. We are Ryan and Bethany Board Game Reviews. This is Ryan and Bethany, hoping you have a healthy, happy breakfast.
Bye,
guys.
My kids are asleep, but of course, by the time you're watching this, they are definitely awake, and they've been awake for hours. Hi, I'm Jordan. This is a segment where I talk about games to play on a weeknight where, you're stressed and tired and you went to work and you had kids and, dinner and things, and it's hard out there. So why don't you play Copenhagen? This is a game from Queen Games, and in this game, you're going to be using Tetris pieces to build the colorful city of Copenhagen. It has a very similar cadence to Ticket to Ride. You're going to be drafting colored cards off the table. Instead of playing these colored cards to build routes on the table, you're going to then turn in these cards to buy Tetris pieces, and you're going to puzzle them together on your own personal board. Completed rows, completed columns give you points, some bonus points here and there, some bonus action tiles, but not a whole lot extra things to it. It is a quick game you can get into, quick game you can get out of. Yeah, it's a good one. So what makes it a good one for, a weeknight, right? So one is the time frame. It only takes about 30, 45 minutes. That can include setup as well. Setup is, there's a lot of pieces to kind of put out, but not a whole lot of time getting into the game and playing the game. The rule book is very easy to manage. It's just kind of a fold-out sheet, and if you haven't played it in a while, you can still get into it fairly quickly because there aren't a whole lot of options on your turn. It has a limited decision space. It is not a game that's going to be taxing. It can be kind of a light, breezy affair. There's not a whole lot of take that, a whole lot of back and forth that way. It's a really comfortable kind of game that once you get started, you just kind of fit into it, and it just feels real nice. And that's, after a long day, you know what? I think Copenhagen is perfect. All right. I'm Jordan. That's it.
Alrighty, folks. Well, after the plethora of news from last week, we're kind of calming down a little bit this week. So here we go into the news. There is some news. So first of all, yesterday we announced the Dice Tower nominations for the 14th annual Dice Tower nominations for the year 2020. I'm not going to go over all those. You can watch yesterday morning. I'll just mention the 10 games nominated for Game of the Year were Calico, The Crew, Dune Imperium, Dwellings of Eldervale, Forgotten Waters, The Isle of Cats, Lost Ruins of Arnak, Viscounts of the West Kingdom, and Pandemic Legacy Season 0. So,
it's quite the lineup, quite the variety in there, I gotta say.
Big variety and great games in that list. So I don't think people should be complaining.
Well,
But they will.
I'm okay with. Look, here's the thing about an award is if people are complaining about it, at least they're talking about it.
That's right. That means that they know about it.
Right. But anyway, we'll be announcing the winners for these at the Summer Spectacular in July. Summer Spectacular, by the way, will be July 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th. But that's a bit away. Let's jump now to everyone's favorite game, Monopoly.
Yes!
Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo!
So
That's
Monopoly,
an awesome one to have in the news.
Monopoly is changing the community chess cards. Now, at this point in time, I'm convinced, and I feel like I'm right here, that Hasbro is just doing something different to Monopoly every 3 or 4 months to keep it in the news. That's why they made all those, all those offensive versions, the last 2 or 3 years, because, hey, they don't care. People talk about it, and it makes them money. I really feel like that's what they're doing. Remember, I don't know, several years ago, they changed the pieces, and they retired some pieces and added new pieces. They're always doing something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100% right. You do this to give people something to talk about and actually go out and buy it again because people need, 14 versions of the same game on their shelf.
Well, anyway, they're changing their 16 community chess cards, which is good since I think half of them are dumb. You can go to monopolycommunitychess.com to vote on them. But I don't remember. I'll get yelled at by someone. Isn't like second place in a beauty contest? Is that community chest or chance?
Oh, that's
I don't
community
know.
chest, I think.
That's community chest, I think. Yeah.
Right, but you got like $20. It's like yay in Monopoly.
$10. I remember that. $10.
I doubt. Here's the thing. From what I understand, Tom, taking a look at this, they're changing the community chess cards and I think they're renaming them, but I don't know. This neither confirms nor denies whether they are changing what the cards do. I think they're just nixing the whole second place in a beauty contest because it's kind of dumb. And they're changing it from what it says here to be about local shopping.
Yeah.
But it might still be, you went local shopping, here's $10. I mean, it might be the same card with a new title. And if so, I'm glad because it keeps the game's balance intact.
You need balance. You need balance in Monopoly. It's very important.
But these are, I don't know, they're almost like on the nose. Like here, I'm looking at the thing and it says, you help build a new school playground, then you get to test the slide. Collect $100. Why would you collect $100 for doing that? Or you volunteer
at sliding down, you pick up change and it falls into your pockets as you go real quick. Whee! And when you get to the bottom, you have $100 worth of pennies in your pockets.
Or you volunteer at your local literacy center and learn some fun phrases in a new language. Again, how do you collect 100 from that?
Your mom gives you $100 because she's very.
Oh, here's the go to jail cards. Now it's either blasting music late at night, your neighbors do not approve, or you find a wallet on the sidewalk and decide not to return it.
Great.
Moral dilemmas. I love it.
Here's what I love, though. You're like, I'm helping the community. Meanwhile, I'm destroying the neighborhood with my monopolies. But guys, I helped build a park.
Yeah, right.
I mean, it's kind of cool that they have so much reach that they can actually have people voting on this, and they'll get thousands and thousands of votes. Shop local, rescue a puppy, help your neighbors. These are all possible things you can vote on. Kind of cool. But no, Monopoly. Goodbye.
Alrighty. Someone mentioned yesterday in one of our live streams that my Vasel's law of 2021 should be any possible game that has any sort of success will eventually get a roll and write version of it. And that might be true. But let's talk about a couple roll and write. So first of all, we have Dice Trip Switzerland, which is essentially, as far as I can tell, almost the same game as Rolling Japan. There's some differences to it. I think you're rolling different digit combinations as opposed to, it looks slightly more complicated.
Yeah, it makes me think of the On Tour game as well, where you're sort of connecting cities with large numbers, Yeah, that's what it looks like.
And then due to vast public demand, Lost Cities, roll and write.
Mm-hmm.
Can never have enough roll and writes. That's that's the Buonocore rule.
Yes, but you can have too many roll and write for sure.
Yeah. But this one looks pretty, and everyone loves Lost Cities, so this is more exciting than the connecting cities in Switzerland.
Actually, I'm going to go on the opposite. I think the Connecting Cities one sounds like a more interesting game. This one, I'm thinking, why? Lost Cities is already a really good game.
Great game.
Don't know that I need a roll and write version of it.
I am just glad that these games very clearly self-identify so that you can overlook them or not if you want to. I love that they started naming them like, hey, I'm Lost Cities. Roll and write.
Roll and write.
They're not like Lost Cities, New Adventures. And you're like, ooh, oh, it's a roll and write. You know what I mean?
That's true.
You know what it is.
That's true. They're not hiding what they are. So you're right. That's a good thing.
Got to see that silver lining, Tom.
Well, no. Here's the thing. I mean, I'm getting tired of these games for sure, but I know a lot of people like them. Otherwise, they would not be still being made.
Of course.
I love them.
Justin Jacobson has shown off some new things on, and one of them, he showed off one of the new heroes from Unmatched Battle of Legends Volume 2. I don't know how to pronounce this. I think it's Yenega?
Well, there's another N after that.
Probably Yenega.
So it's
Yenenga. Sorry, thank you. Yenenga.
I think. I don't know.
It looks really cool, though.
It does.
That's great art, and I didn't even know they were making Unmatched Battle of Legends Volume 2, so that's cool.
And there's an Unmatched Roll and Write coming out soon.
No, there's not.
Let's start that rumor. He'll make it.
All right.
I know, right?
So in winning the contest of Best Name of the Week, there's another expansion for Res Arcana called, I'm not even going to try this.
You can do it. Come on.
This little baggage has witchcraft in it. I can do
That's not the title.
Perle Imperii. Perle Imperii.
That's close enough.
Close enough.
Close enough. Anyway,
the first one also had a Latin name, so they keep going with it.
Sure, they're sticking on things, but the problem with having the Latin names like that though is if I'm going to buy one, I'm like, is this the one I have? What's the one I have called? Because right now I've been just saying, "Oh, Z, you have the Res Arcana expansion."
That's true.
I never call it by its name.
The first one's a little easier because it's Lux et Tenebrae or whatever, which is light and shadow, or and so that one's a little easier. But this, I don't know what that means, Imperial or Empire.
In the comments, it means pearls of power.
Okay, I figured pearl was perlae, imperii or impere. Yeah, I don't know. They definitely are going crazy. Hey, I'm excited for more Res Arcana, though. I got to tell you, I love it.
Your Latin lesson for today. Perrier water. Go ahead. Next.
All right. Ludonova has announced Arkham Noir case number 3, The Infinite Gulfs of Darkness. That's a very depressing name. The Infinite Gulfs of Darkness.
This is a solitaire game in obviously the Arkham Noir line. I have 1 and 2 over there somewhere. So I am actually excited for this. I don't know how many people are excited for this. I don't think this line has too many fans. It's not a very well-known line of games. But they are neat card games in a, hand management, push your luck kind of way. With great artwork, very divisive artwork maybe, but really cool black and white artwork. And I'm just glad that this line continues. So I'm looking forward to it. And with a title like that, how can you lose?
Now, something I'm excited about, I didn't realize that this year is the 5-year anniversary of the Exit games already. I remember distinctly the first time I played one of these, blew my mind. Then they made quite a few of them. I want to say there's over 15 of them out at this point. And now they have announced for the 5th year anniversary, they're going to be doing Escaping from the Shadows over Middle-earth. So they're going to Lord of the Rings.
So cool. This is exciting for me, of course. I like the Exit games, and
the thing about Exit games is that theme is kind of there in the background, right? It's not
true that
strong, and I don't know how many puzzles are in it. I mean, I guess Gandalf took a while to figure out how to get into the cave.
Oh, this is the riddle puzzles that are all about the lore of Middle-earth. That's the way stories were handed down and things like that. It's with like riddles and things. So no, this I think it's going to be lightly themed, yes, but fun anyway.
Yeah, this is cool. I hope that you can't even open the box until you say friend. That'd be great.
And if you open the box before doing that, -5 points at the end.
Yeah, they're like,
I love it.
Friend. That's a 4.
Alrighty. So some other awards here. We have I'm not very good with other languages. Is this the Asdor? Asdor. This is the in Cannes. There's a festival, a French festival. They have a Game of the Year awards. It's online this year. So they announced the winners, and that's Dragomino, The Crew, and Micro Macro. Micro Macro is starting to have this surge of popularity. I'm noticing it everywhere. Have you played it yet, Z?
No, not yet. It looks neat. I'm glad to see it getting popularity, though, like you are saying. And it's such a weird, different little box, right? It's its own thing for sure.
Micro Macro is going to win Spiel des Jahres this year.
Really? You think so?
Or at least be nominated. I 100% think so.
I'll agree on the nomination. I'll have to. I don't
think they're going to give it to.
One game out of 1,000, so it's hard to predict the game, but it's
that's good. That's
definitely going to be there.
That's a good call. That's a good call.
I don't hate your prediction. That's pretty strong, I think. I would be surprised if it doesn't make the nomination list at the very least.
Yeah.
Ah, cool. And we have to think about that soon because they're going to announce the nominations soon, so we should try to guess what they are.
That's my pick. Now you have to pick.
The Crew again.
No, I can't say The Crew again. All right, Dragomino.
There you go.
All right, but more. I believe we have more awards. Yes, the Japan Board Game Prize went to It's a Wonderful World. This is another game that was popular when it came out, but seems to have a slower growth, right? People are liking this. I think part of that is because Lucky Ducks is doing a good job at getting out the word on it, releasing expansions and stuff for this game.
I like that the titles here that they're mentioning in the Crew didn't fare quite as well, right? So the Crew was third, and then It's a Wonderful World at number 1, Just One at number 2, which is a little who's on first, what's on second, but okay. And then the Crew, Rumble Nation, and then Gloomhaven. It's like such a crazy, like, what? Just one to Gloomhaven. That's a lot of room, baby. That's a lot of room.
That's true. All right, and then finally, you can find this on the internet. Apparently, there's a YouTube channel, Up, Up, Down, Down, that stars a few WWE wrestlers, and Elizabeth Hargrave showed up and played Wingspan against them.
And you can file that under down, body slammed them suckers.
You can file that under things you did not think would ever happen.
I know.
There is a 0% chance I would have predicted this in 10 lifetimes. This is pretty out there, but it's fantastic.
That is
right, that it happened.
That's so cool. I know that is. So,
I mean, it really is great that one of ours got on with these crazy guys and they played one of our games. I mean, that's just so cool. Good on Elizabeth.
Yeah. So again, it's this like Wingspan just keeps getting everywhere. But to me, it's fascinating that the four guys are like, let's play Wingspan.
I know that's great.
Hey, that is really cool. So there you go, folks. That's it for the news. Let's keep moving.
Hello, and welcome back to Retro Board Game Corner. Here I have Mork and Mindy, published in 1979 by Parker Brothers. This is a 2 to 4 player game in which you're trying to collect the most gribbles in order to win. As a side note, Milton Bradley did make their own Mork and Mindy game, which I'll showcase at a later date. Let me set this up and show you how it works. This is what the game board will look like set up. Everybody's going to pick a color and they're going to start here at the start space. Everybody's going to get 2 gribbles to start out with. This is the currency in the game. And everybody's going to get a card that has orc words. This will help you throughout the game know what each orc word is. On every turn, you're going to roll the dice. It's a 6-sided dice, but they're only numbered 1, 2, and 3. You'll go ahead and roll and add the 2 numbers together and move around the board. There's 12 spaces on the board with 6 different actions. If you land here, Mork is trying to call Orson. One of the other players is going to take these 2 cards and secretly pick one of them. And you've successfully picked which one that they picked, you will go ahead and win 2 gribbles from the pot. If you land here, everybody's going to splink. Splink in orc words means to bluff. You're going to roll these 2 dice and put it in Mork's splink blinker. Now you're either going to tell the truth on what the 2 numbers are on the dice, or you're going to lie. Now, around the table, people are going to say KO, which is you believe, or Shazbat, you don't believe. Whoever you can bluff, you're going to get 2 gribbles from the pot. If you land here on this space, you're going to splink again, but the difference between this space and this space is that you have to pick one person to do it. And if you're the winner, you take the gribble from that player. If you land here, this is called Roll the Whompers. You're going to roll the 2 dice and you're going to add the 2 numbers together and steal that amount of gribbles from any player. On this space, 1, 2, 3, whump, you're going to roll 1 die and call out a number before you roll, 1, 2, or 3. If you're correct, you're going to take 2 gribbles from the pot. If you land here, you're a numno, you're going to give 2 gribbles from your personal bank back to the pot. Anytime the board says gribble up when you land on it, you're going to put one of your gribbles here on this track. If you can get 3 in a row, you'll take all those gribbles. So you're trying to space them out and trying to plan it where you can get 3 or 4 in a row so you can take all those gribbles. And at any time on your turn, when you roll a 6, you're going to go ahead and get the Gleek. The Gleek is Mork's trusty recharger. You're just going to go ahead and put it on your mover there to signify that you got it. And every time that you get a gribble, you're going to take an extra one. Plus, it protects you if somebody's trying to take away your gribbles. Play will continue until there's no more gribbles in Orsa's nest egg. The person with the highest total is going to win the game. The character Mork appeared on one episode of Happy Days, and that was enough for the producers to make its own spin-off show. Mork and Mindy ran for 4 seasons from 1978 to 1982, starring the late Robin Williams. Well, that's all the time I have for now. If you have a comment below, or you could tweet at me at RetroBoardGamer. And as always, may your rolls be high.
Hey folks, welcome back to my board game breakfast segment. My name is Anthony. This is AJ.
Dice Tower.
And AJ just informed you you're watching the Dice Tower in case you didn't know that. Continuing with my old favorite game Friday picks here, trying to catch up. We're going to go with favorite expansion, Dominion Prosperity. Get some big money to spend on that one. Favorite game based on an IP, easily Jaws. It is also my first one versus all game that I've owned. Favorite area control, a cooperative game, Spirit Island. Favorite pickup and deliver, I'm going to give a shout out to Black Fleet, which I feel does not get a lot of love. It's a great pick up and deliver game using pirates and really cool little ships. Next, hidden trader game, Shadows over Camelot. Always a good time. Next we go to...
Daddy?
Yes, AJ?
Daddy.
You rolling your dice? An underrated game. There's a game called Ghost Love Candy, which looks like a really silly kids game if I'm looking at the cover, but there's a lot going on in there and it's great to get out for Halloween time. Next, favorite game that brings some feeling of nostalgia. Looney Quest gives me that feeling of those old school video games. It has that, all those levels and bosses and things like that. Very cool one. Fun to play with a bunch of people drawing random things. Check that one out. Favorite team game, Codenames. Favorite abstract game, I'm going to give a shout out to a little game called Hey, That's My Fish.
That's fish.
Game that played back-to-back. Draftosaurus is a game that we almost always play back-to-back because it has 2 sides, a summer and winter board. The game is so short and so fun that it's very easy to play both boards in one sitting. All right, next we're getting down to favorite Spiel des Jahres winner, Alhambra, classic for me. A game that feels like a video game. I kind of already mentioned Looney Quest on that, but the abstract game Santorini always gives me a little vibe of that old Kubert game where you were jumping up and down the sort of pyramid on those squares. All right, that's it for today, folks. AJ, say goodbye, Dice Tower.
Bye, Dice Tower.
We'll see you guys next time.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to 1, 2, 3, 10 for 10, whatever. I have here the top 25 highest grossing films of all time, not adjusted for inflation. And this is just box office, worldwide, the box office. And these guys are going to try to guess what movies are on this list. For each correct guess, you're going to get a point, fellas. If you mess up, we'll go to the other person. When we come back to you, you now get 2 points apiece. And then you mess up again, you get 3 points apiece. If you mess up after that, well, you're done. There's one final hurrah, but you're basically done.
So is this according to like boxofficemojo.com? I just want to make sure I cheated on the right site.
I got it from Wikipedia, and they got it from I don't know where from.
All right.
But it's like a source of that reports on this and keeps track of it.
It's an important source. Got it. It's not Tom Vasel.
It was someone, it was someone who deals with keeping track of that. So here we go. We're going to start with Buonocore because I feel like he needs the benefit of the doubt, let's call it.
Yeah, let's say that. But I've also lost the last 2, and I have a bad feeling about this, Chewy.
Ooh, that's a strong clue. All right. What do you got, Stephen?
Yeah, the funny thing about that franchise is that the earliest one can't be the one. It's too long. So I'm gonna I'll dive right into that because I guess I'll
do it.
All right, Star Wars Episode 7.
What's it called? I don't know which one.
No, that's not fair. I don't know. It's Episode 7.
I really don't know which one that is. The Force Awakens? Is that 7?
I think
yes.
so. Thank you.
Okay. Yes, that is on the list, Steven. You get 1 point. Star Wars The Force Awakens is number 4 on the list.
Oh, very good.
It made a lot.
Thank you for that quantification.
All right. My turn?
Tom,
Yeah.
go.
I'm going to guess Weird Al's movie UHF.
Oh, you suck.
What?
Not on the list.
Oh!
It's not. So, Tom, you're wrong, and now every one of your answers is worth 2 points.
Oh, okay, cool.
This is so
he's
not
playing
fair.
you, Stephen. He's
He's-
playing you.
So-
Hey, the list has 25. You can make it up in distance, go for a tortoise to his hair.
That's exactly what's going on here. I'm going to go with Civil War. Captain America Civil War.
Captain America Civil War is indeed on the list. It's number 22. So you have another point. Tom, you better be careful. Don't mess up, baby.
I'm going to go with number 1, Avatar.
Avatar is number 1, so you get 2 points, Tom, tying Stephen with truly very little effort.
Wow, he just knows the list. He's just going to go down the
Probably
list.
knows the list, yeah.
That's not good. That is really, really bad.
That was in the headlines last week that Avatar hit number 1 because they had they re-released it in China.
Oh, okay. I'm about to say, wait a second. It doesn't count. TV and Netflix doesn't count here.
It's currently running. Yeah. In
Yeah.
fact, the
I got you.
Wikipedia article showed it in green, which meant it was somewhere like it was now in theaters. I was very confused by that. I was like, wait.
James
What?
Cameron was
But-
sad that he didn't have that number 1 spot, so he decided to re-release. I don't know what the reason was for re-releasing. I didn't read that part.
Money.
I'm gonna go with just to keep keep things moving here. I'll go with Avengers: Infinity War.
Avengers Infinity War is number 5 on the list, Steven. So another point for you.
All right, we'll go with the sequel. The number 2 is Avengers Endgame.
Avengers Endgame is number 2.
Well, used to be number 1.
Tom now
Sadly.
has 4 points to your 3, Steven. Now
Yeah.
comes that point where you decide if you want to mess one up on purpose to keep pace.
No, I can't. I cannot do that.
Can't do that. Can't risk it. Okay.
All right, we're gonna go Star Wars Rogue One.
So Rogue One, a Star Wars story, is not on the list. So there you
all
go.
right, yeah,
You're
I did that on
following my
purpose.
advice.
That was on purpose.
Good job.
Absolutely.
Good job.
Yeah,
All right.
thank you.
Let's stay with James Cameron and go to My Heart Will Go On and Titanic.
All right, number 3 is Titanic. You need to really not keep taking these in order because it looks like you look like a bully. Okay,
You're like
look like
No, I only know the top 3. I would have guessed the 4th one too, but
you look like you're trying to snatch the heart of the ocean from Steven. That's what I'm saying.
I actually had that in my head, but I'm like, is that really still up there? Because
it was
of
number 1
years?
for a really long
Yeah.
time.
Right, but these blockbusters that come out. Yeah, I should have said it.
It's
Dumb.
number 3. It's very, very. So you guys do have 1 through 5 already. So Tom, you just got 2 more points, bringing you up to 6 to
6.
Steven's 3.
Right. No. Yeah. All right.
I'll keep mentioning it that he is whooping you. Yes.
Yeah.
I'll
please.
give you a clue. Think of movies with Tom Green in them. Those are.
Yes. He's a very popular personality.
Lord of the Rings: The Fellowship of the Ring.
Lord of the Rings: The Fellowship of the Ring is not on the list.
It's not fair. Life is not fair.
All right, Zee, I'm going to guess.
So
Black-
now you're getting 3 points apiece. Go, Tom.
I'm guessing Black Panther.
Oh,
Black Panther is number 12 on the list. That gets you 2 more points, Tom.
Oh, I thought it was in the top 10.
Oh, yeah, take away a point, baby, for thinking that. Stop
Predicting
doing them in order. You start losing points.
that would have been a great handicap. He's got to do them in order. Wow.
Don't mess up again, Steven.
Wonder Woman, the original, not the 1984.
Ooh, that's a good one.
No,
Not that good, apparently.
it's not on there. Steven.
No, not on there. Son of a gun. Okay.
Wonder Woman is not on there. That's it. You're gonna get one more shot at 4, and then you're done anyway. So I don't even think if you do get that one, it still won't matter.
Well, maybe I'll
You know
get
what?
next wrong.
What do you think, Tom? Should I just let him keep going at 4 points? He's struggling unless.
All right, sure. Go ahead. Let him
Playing
go.
unless he's playing the long con. Now he's
Very-
like, sucker.
Very long con.
He gave me a really good idea, though. I'm gonna guess Lord of the Rings: Return of the King.
Yeah, that is going to be there.
Yes, that's the one at 24. It's almost not in there, but it is in there.
I know that one made the most of the 3.
I get you 2 points, Tom. Steven, you now get 4 points apiece per answer.
Only for this one, though. Right?
Oh, no. Come on.
Just
you
go.
suck so much. Just keep guessing.
Just
I
go.
suck so much, I'll just keep guessing.
Come on, man.
Star Wars Episode 9.
That is the Last Jedi, right?
I don't know. Is that the one?
Yes. No, that was 8. No, The Rise of Skywalker
Rise
was 8.
of
You're
Skywalker.
right.
No, Rise of Skywalker is 9, right?
No. Is
I
it?
can't look it up. See, you're the guy with the computer.
Is it
They
do
can't-
you want the Last Jedi or do you want
I want the...
one that most people were upset about because the Last Jedi upset them?
He said 9.
I want the last movie. That's only fair. The ninth movie.
You big dummy.
I get one last time.
No.
I'm wrong.
How
I
about
am with...
Fast and Furious 7.
Stupid.
Yes, you definitely looked at
Stupid.
this list, Tom.
Dumb,
Fast
stupid
and
movie.
Furious 7. Get you
Well,
2
no,
more
listen.
points.
Listen, in the top list, it's Marvel movies, Star Wars movies, Lord of the Rings, Fast and Furious franchise, and I think there might be a Harry Potter movie up in there somewhere too.
Harry Potter. That would have been
All right,
good.
Steven, you are done. I could literally let you keep going to 5 and you still wouldn't catch up. So
No, you're right. I wouldn't. You're absolutely...
We should see how far we can go. He's at 25 points a quit.
you want to keep it going? Go ahead.
No,
Steven, I'll give you one
no,
more
we have
shot. One
to
more
finish.
shot at 5 points, baby. One time, just one time on this. Come on, come on, Forrest.
You pick. You. It's your pick, right?
No, I just did. I
I've
said
already
Fast
picked.
and Furious 7.
What's his name?
I just told you one like a second ago when I called you a big dummy.
Oh, okay. The last Rise of Skywalker. There you go.
Just said that. It's 9.
What 8 is?
The
Jedi.
Last Jedi.
That's Jedi.
The Last Jedi? That
Tell me
is
that.
on the list, Steven. Woo! Where'd you pull that from? That's number
I was
15.
whispering in my ear.
5 points, Steven. 5 points. That means you have 8 points to Tom's 12. You big dummy. All right, we're done, guys.
We're done.
All right, give us the list real quick because I want to see how many of these I wrote down.
Top to the bottom. Okay, we're gonna start at 1.
Go ahead.
Avatar, Avengers Endgame, Titanic, Star Wars The Force Awakens, Avengers Infinity War, Jurassic World, The Lion King, The Avengers, Furious 7, Frozen 2, Avengers Age of Ultron, Black Panther, Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2, Star Wars The Last Jedi, Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, Frozen, Beauty and the Beast, Incredibles 2, The Fate of the Furious, Iron Man 3, Minions, Captain America Civil War, Aquaman, The Lord of the Rings Return of the King, and Spider-Man Far From Home.
Yeah, I knew there was a cartoon or two up in there. I just could not remember which ones they were.
Yeah,
Lion
cartoons and superheroes are basically what you want to be making.
If you're a nerd, it's a good time to be in the movies. That's for sure.
It really is.
All right, everybody, that's it. Let's check out some more contributors.
Hello, everyone. It's Clara, and I'm back sort of discussing digital versus physical board games. And the board game that I'm talking about today isn't one that I've played physically. I've only played it online, and that is Tolkien the Mayan Calendar. Now, Tolkien is a worker placement game, and it's really interesting because on your turn you can either put workers out or you can bring them back in. But sometimes you want to leave your workers out a little while because they're on these big, huge dials. There's like 5 dials that each round they move at the end of the round. And that moves your worker, and it changes the rewards you get for bringing that worker in. So on the frustrating side, it could be that sometimes you've got to pull a worker off because you need, you've got it to where you want it on this dial and you need that resource. And that's your entire go. And then on the next go, you might have to do the same thing because, again, you'll miss this resource. So it's kind of interesting, and you've got to really plan ahead and think about, like, when do you put them out? When do you pull them in? It's great. It's a beautiful looking board, and I am so happy that this is online because I wanted to play this for a long time, and the digital implementation on Board Game Arena is great. It works really well, and it takes care of all the setup, obviously, and also the resource management, the bookkeeping. It does all that for you. But this is one of those games where, so some digital games, I play them and I'm like, you know what, that's good enough. I don't need the physical one. This one, I actually want to get my hands on it. I know it'll take time to set up, take down, do the bookkeeping, but it looks so beautiful. And with those dials, I really want to move them myself. I'm an engineer. I want to move those dials. And I've seen painted versions of the board and it looks gorgeous. So I'd love to paint my board as well. So yeah, for me, I think Tolkien is one of those games that I want a physical copy of, and I will, if I see a second-hand copy I can afford, I'll buy it. But I'm curious what your thoughts are. Until next time, bye.
Hey guys, it's Deanna. Easter is right around the corner, and so if you're looking for some last-minute fun games to throw into your kids' Easter baskets, I'm just gonna run through a lot of games and just give you some ideas for some games that our family enjoys that are nice and small and would fit perfectly in an Easter basket. The first game is called Pass the Pigs, and you are rolling these tiny little pigs and trying to get to 100 points. The next game is a game called Spot It. Basically, this is a fun, quick-paced matching game. The next game is a card game. This game is called Blink, and my husband and I actually enjoy playing this game together ourselves, but this is also a great, fast-paced game to play with kids. The next game is a classic, and that is Uno. There are so many fun versions of Uno. This just happens to be the emoji version of Uno. The next game is called Charades for kids. I especially like this game because even your kids who are not readers yet can still play because there's a picture on every card as well that they can act out. The next game is 5 Crowns Junior. In this game, you're trying to get your cards either all one color or all one specific number. The next game I wanted to mention is the game Rat-a-Tat-Cat. This is a really fun card game that you can play with up to 6 players, and basically in this game you're trying to get the lowest score possible, and whoever gets the lowest score over a number of rounds is the winner. Alright, the next game I want to mention is the game Sleeping Queens. Basically in this game you're trying to wake up a specific number of queens first in order to win the game. The next game I wanted to mention is the game Hey That's My Fish. In this game you are moving your penguins around different little ice floes and collecting fish as you go, and the player to collect the most fish is the winner. The next game I want to mention is another card game. This is Monopoly Deal. Basically, you are trying to collect a set number of properties first in order to become the winner. And the final game I'm going to mention is the game Sushi Go. In this game, you're trying to combine different food cards in order to make the most points at the end of the game. So that's all I had to share with you guys today. I haven't been making segments as frequently for Board Game Breakfast because I'm currently in my 6th month of pregnancy, but I still hope to share with you guys here on Board Game Breakfast occasionally. Hope you guys have a wonderful Easter and enjoy the rest of Board Game Breakfast.
Hey, I'm Grant with Grant's Game Rex. Do you love storytelling? Yeah, I love storytelling. Awesome. Once upon a time, there was a... Oh, you meant like right now. Like, do I love storytelling right now? Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah, I didn't know that you meant like do a story right now, you know? I thought it was like do I like storytelling in theory? Yes, right now. Wow, look at the time. Yeah, no big deal. I can just recommend the great storytelling game Near and Far. Cool. Do that. Yeah, I want to hear about that game. That game sounds tight, you know. But seriously, like storytelling, one of my favorite things ever. I love it. You know, I just can't do it right now, but like some other time. In Near and Far, you are placing your character on various town spaces to get things like treasure cards, food, coins. You are using those things to build up your adventuring party with various characters or pack animals or treasure, and you can use those resources once you leave town and go exploring around a map. You're going to be dropping camps and going on quests. When you go on quests, you'll be reading entries from this storybook, which give you choose-your-own-adventure options for what you want to do in a scenario. The storytelling aspects of this game make it feel much more epic. You're not just doing worker placement, getting a coin or getting a food because you're trying to buy a card. No, you're getting a coin or you're getting food because you are trying to embark on a quest. Whoa, that's way more epic. We are going to find the last ruin. And we're probably going to learn about ourselves in the process. Reflection.
Yeah, that's it, folks, for another board game breakfast. But that's just part of the Dice Tower Spring Spectacular. At 10 o'clock, we're jumping over to Dice Throne Adventures. You can watch that being played. And then at noon, Zee, what are you playing?
I'm playing Everdell today.
All right. So then we'll be back later on at 3, or at 2, I think we're playing Faces, and Mike's finishing his top games of all time. Actually, he's going to do that in just at 10. You're going to see Mike's top solo games, and then he'll finish that at 2. We'll play Faces, and then at 3, top 10 games everyone should play once. We'll see you all then. Until next time, I'm Tom Vasel.
I'm Zee Garcia.
I'm Stephen Buonocore.
Have fun watching movies.